Hey everyone, and welcome back to Ordinary Stories. Let's talk about that moment. That moment when you're standing in line, maybe at the grocery store, maybe waiting for coffee, and you feel that slow, familiar burn start in your chest. You did the math. You chose this line because it looked fast. But now it's grinding to a halt. The person in front of you is arguing about a coupon. The cashier is moving like they're underwater, and your perfect plan for the next hour is collapsing minute by agonizing minute. It's a tiny, absurd frustration, but it consumes us. Why? If you listen to the internal dialogue in that moment, it goes something like this. This is inefficient. This shouldn't be happening. This should move faster. I deserve to be through already. We feel victimized by the line. We feel like our time, this precious, non-renewable resource, is being stolen by external forces, by a slow scanner, a chatty customer, or a badly designed system. But here is the great, uncomfortable truth. The moment we start suffering is the moment we confuse what is outside our control and what is inside our control. And that right there is the entire essence of Stoic philosophy. The ancient Stoics, people like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, were masters of recognizing this boundary. They taught us the crucial lesson, the dichotomy of control. When you are standing in line, let's list what belongs where. Outside your control is everything about the queue, the line length, the speed of the service, the weather, the other person's behavior, the malfunctioning credit card machine. These things are all indifferent. They are external facts of the universe. Getting angry at them is as useful as yelling at the rain. Inside your control is one single precious thing: your reaction, your internal judgment, your decision about what to do with the unexpected gift of 3 unallocated minutes. The Stoic challenge isn't to pretend you like waiting. It's to recognize that the line is simply a fact, not a personal insult. When you stop fighting the reality of the line loses its power over you. You are no longer trapped by it. You are simply standing in it. So what does mastering indifference actually look like? It looks like you feel the impatience rise and you gently bring your attention down to your feet. You notice the pressure of your shoes, the solid ground beneath you. You take a slow, deep breath, counting to 4 on the inhale and 6 on the exhale. Instead of doom scrolling and compounding the irritation with more external noise, you use those unallocated minutes for a tiny act of internal maintenance. Maybe you think of 3 things you are grateful for right now. Maybe you simply observe the pattern of the tiles on the floor. Maybe you practice a difficult truth that you are mortal, and 3 minutes is an insignificant blink, and that you get to choose how to spend the emotion of that blink. The Stoics knew that true freedom isn't the ability to rush, it's the ability to choose your thoughts when the world slows down without your permission. The line stops moving, but your mind, which is the only place where you truly live, doesn't have to stop being at peace. The line is not an obstacle to your life, it is a small, quiet training ground for it. Every time you master your reaction in that queue, you are building a muscle, the muscle of inner resilience. And that, my friends, is the philosophy of waiting in line. It's the philosophy of seeing the small moments not as interruptions, but as opportunities to practice the one thing that is truly ours, our self-control. Next time, we'll move from patience to purpose, exploring existentialism through the anxiety of choosing something as simple as a brand of cereal. Until then, keep mastering your indifference, and thank you for listening to Ordinary Stories.